you. I need a hate to take it far, make moves. Like somebody trying to take it down, place for. You just scoring mine, that's the bar.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I got your watch list coming in November 1st, 2019, and something just snapped in the stock market and even in China. Hopefully you guys have a wonderful, safe Halloween tonight, but given this circumstance and what's kind of setting up how things played out, you might want to be up in early in the morning. Maybe, I don't know if you could push the Halloween till tomorrow, but it is going to be exciting, so I hope you guys are ready. I'm going to go over the keys for tomorrow very quickly. I want to talk about some of the plays we made today. The TLT has been panning out amazingly, and this kind of has to do with what happened and even the size of this move with TLT, what happened in China over the last 24 hours, and kind of how some things are forming. It's getting very interesting. And then we also had the ANET earnings play at the close. Shout out to the Colt baby. Hopefully you guys like that one. I think it's a nice cherry on top to the TLT. We had an amazing play on Arista networks. This is gonna be, hopefully it depends on how it opens, but it's gonna be about $40 into 2,000. Yes, that is literally $40 till 2,000. So y'all better show a thumbs up. You better pay the plug. And if anything, just an incentive to be on the stream. And if you're going to miss anything on the stream, we got the stream alerts. But more importantly, I think this is a cool play. It's going to balance out a lot of the other plays. Yes, it was lucky, but you could kind of see how this stuff plays out. But even then, I will make a video talking about this more in depth because there was something really unique about it. But I will talk about that once we close out of the play and see what happens tomorrow. But even then, so y'all better be on the stream. We're live Monday through Friday, 30 minutes before open. First link in the description, and it's pinned in the comments, but you could be there. Literally, we bought the play at 150 or 1250 right before the market closed. There's one. So then I don't know. I think that's one contract, 328, 13. Oh my gosh, it gets bad. I think literally we'll just move it to the 5-minute here. 52.71. Somebody commented on how much the volume went up, and I didn't really look, but 71 plus 51 equals 122 times $2,000 a contract intrinsic value. It's about $250,000 of wealth generated for the Colt baby. So hopefully that pans out tomorrow. Hopefully you guys are smart about that. But again, you could watch and see, and then I'll give an update on what happened with that. But that's going to be an interesting play tomorrow. But just wanted to get you guys hyped up since I know a lot of people got some hands on it. But let us not delay. I already told you. Oh yes, the most important thing you need to do, post your watch list below. But here are your keys for tomorrow. The key is going to be the Fed follow-up, and this is what's going on. As far as what happened today, there was a few things that affected the market. And you could kind of see it didn't drop too much on the indexes with one thing. You could kind of see how the markets are up here, but a lot of individual things are moving, like banks, bonds, some certain companies are all at these danger zones. And what I mean by that is that they're at these crucial levels of supports, or they're really detaching and diverging from the overall market right now. And this is kind of typical for a post follow-up Fed, and it's kind of looking like last time. So lightning might strike twice on the TLT, and we talked about this today. This gap up was huge for the first day after. You could see that was the first day after the Fed, or this was the first day of the Fed, and then here was the next day, 132 to 135. In this case, it was 139 to 142-ish. It was about the same, but the gap up in size of this move was a lot bigger. You had more volatility there, and then now this is leading to the other key. It's going to be watching tomorrow, dollar bonds in China. Watch the dollar. That is been strengthening, and now it's back to levels we saw in August. Again, pretty much all of the fundamentals from bond rates, and this is going to be the main thing you guys are going to be looking at. This is what's been driving TLT up. It's the bond rate. So you could see here that last time in August, it was the same exact 0.2 move. It's the same thing occurring here. It's all coming at the same space. And even last Fed meeting, we saw something similar, but you actually saw bonds come down more. So now this is kind of the double top or whatever. I'm not really looking at that as much as I'm looking at it's dropping the same amount of distance in terms of velocity. If it starts breaking these levels, bonds could start to set new lows, but then it's also paralleling the dollar and where we're at here. And that's the same thing that happened last time. The dollar was coming off of a high and then started to drop, but it's pretty much at the exact same levels there, or dropping from the exact same levels as the August 31st meeting, or the July 31st meeting coming into August. So this is a crucial point for the dollar. And then now today with China, there was a report and it didn't get that much attention. That's why I titled the stream today, Trade War Back On, because some of the heads of China said the deal is unlikely to go through, or it's unlikely to meet or address all the concerns. And even though the market was still kind of pricing in the deal, that kind of caused the hiccup. And then now China's back from their golden week, and now trading's resuming, and now there's even now talks of another Chinese bank failing. And you can even see some stuff on social media. I mean, as it's not disseminated too much, but there's a low-key run on a bank. I don't know if that's too extreme to say, but it's really hush-hush over there, and it has me thinking, if things start to snap with China, that's going to get interesting. And again, this is just even that crucial level here that we're seeing on the yuan at this level, and it's before the August 31st. So this is really, the currency's weaker than before, but everything, the dollar and bonds and all that, it's getting back to the same level at TLT. So again, the market even was pricing in lower rates, and now that could even change the rate cut stuff, because again, remember, it's a material reassessment is what Mr. Powell's looking for. So trade tensions could get worse. That's going to increase the rates on the federal futures. That's going to drive bonds down again. And if we repeat that same pattern, remember, this whole fiasco that allowed a material reassessment the last time to get more rate cuts. So if the market wants to force Powell's hand, or Trump wants to get everybody to agree, we might see that TLT play go crazy. So I'm still holding that one. We did pretty good. We made 1,500 on it today, and we're already up before that. So we're up 1,700 total off the 1,300 investment. And again, that Arista network is gonna look really, really nice for us, because we're gonna make more money on that with a lot less risk, $30. But I'm holding those because, again, I think things are kind of boiling up. But who knows? And like I said, at one point, these options are gonna drop 50%. So it's kind of riding the wave till then. Remember, TLT is a slow mover, so give it time. But once it does keep going high enough, I will want to take some profits on there or make the play cheap. So again, I'll get you guys the ball, do what you want with it. But hopefully you're getting to learn and seeing how all the pieces of the puzzle are coming together. But that's going to be the main thing. And now kind of this is really reminding me of the last Fed meeting. And the best part is, someone even brought it up. Shout out Jay Hermes. Like, wow, we're seeing this all boil out again. It's a lot calmer, and you guys are seeing it play out. So hopefully you're chilling, being smart, take whatever you're happy with, really. But now if things start to go crazy tomorrow, or things are really getting bad, and now trade tensions really are breaking down, and we see anything else negative out of China, the yuan move, the dollar, other global currencies weaken, which is messing with the dollar right now, and the bond rates, tomorrow's going to be a very, very big opportunity. It's also the earnings continuation. Friday's going to set us up big. Last time there was a Friday with this same scenario, it was a big opportunity with both the weeklies and the next weeks, and there was really a lot, After the Fed, not the friend, but this is it, man. Get ready. You got to frog it, sprinkle it, control it, fight it. That's the YOLO demon, then snipe it. That's what I'm saying. Don't get too turned up tonight. There's going to be some opportunities tomorrow, and we're going to see. And I have a few plays I was even going to look at that I will be watching. But overall, it's going to be an exciting time. It's creating a different opportunity. And then if that's going to be the down Friday, down Monday, people might start liquidating tomorrow, and we'll kind of see what the vibe is coming in, all that. But there was that. As far as other plays, right off the bat, too, watch Apple, Facebook. They had their earnings, and surprisingly, they still did good if you really think about it, why the market didn't drop as much, and that's why there was divergences. Apple still closed up 2%. Facebook was still up 2% as well, too, and this should have went higher. We could have, if it opened at 197 and had a good time, and that's what I'm thinking. If the market does a little better, I wouldn't be surprised to see Facebook come up here. And if it does, I hope so. We'll have that play to next week. Otherwise, we lost 1,200 on that play. That was a big risk to reward that we took yesterday. It was looking good in the morning, and then it kind of fizzled out. But then Apple, I was actually up on that from that big play I took today. That helped in the gate. I think I was up $1,000 on it. So I'm still holding it, because if it does even go up, I could benefit off of it. And then now that I have the TLT and these other plays, it's going to kind of balance it out and allow me to hold it and really push it to the wall there. So watch those two. If there is any moves, either if they start to slip up, they're going to offer good downside, or at the same time, if anything is going to stay up and start to really move, it's going to be these two, Facebook and Apple. Watch TLT. Watch Google, too. I've been kind of expecting for them to move, but they've been lagging, and they really haven't had their post-earnings continuation move at all. And if you really see, this pattern is very familiar. It's starting to look like Netflix. So I might even want to sell a spread or iron condor coming into this tomorrow. That's going to be one of the potential plays I'm going to be looking at. Then watch McDonald's. And now this is another look I've been seeing where some of these have bounced off. But now if anything is going to sell off tomorrow, I wouldn't be surprised to see this. If there is a big sell-off in a Friday, McDonald's on a Friday is very, very cheap. So this one's going to be good. I'm going to be looking for some of the puts on that if things slip up. I have that CMG. I'm going to need to roll it over. So we're going to see what we could do with that and how to finesse it. But again, you could kind of see it looks a little like McDonald's. Sold off hard, bouncing up. So these two are both going to be prime candidates. And then Intel as well, too. Just the chip makers, they're doing a little better. But then I'm going to be keeping my eye out for some low volatility, big movers there with cheaper prices. So watch them. Watch ANET. We had an awesome play on there. But then my next favorite one, I forgot. I also got plays on Amazon. So you guys can see I did one, and I got a weird assignment today. I got a really weird assignment, but it kind of ended up making sense because it was in the money. But the fact that there was such a crazy assignment is kind of leading me to believe that maybe the demand of shares is increasing for people looking to short it. So I took a pretty decent size play. You guys can see here, and you can even see the Arista, what we did. I bought 2 of those. It was $78 total because I played both sides. And again, I'll explain the logic on this both tomorrow and in a separate video because there was something very, very unique about Arista. But I got an Amazon. I got these for 6 cents each, and I got 50 of them, so it was $300. But I got a 2 weeks from now, I got a 1632.50 put and then a 1630 put. So it's only a 250 difference, but I think it's like $300 for 12,000 max gain if it actually drops. And I believe this is about just out. Max gain would need a 3 standard deviation move, but it's kind of right in the middle of 2 standard deviations. So again, we'll see. But even then, coming into this week, that was the earnings play, I believe, from last week. So I think those are going to start expiring on us. So if anything, I'll keep my eye out for that. And like I said, I'm going to be looking for the Google. I did grab a Facebook too, and that was something they had news. This was just a weekly YOLO on the puts because they had news of a potential $9 billion fine from the IRS. And then I closed out that AMD Iron Condor for like 150 profit, and then that was that weird exercise. I got exercised, so or assigned, so I had to sell the 100 shares I had to buy, and then I sold out the opposite end because I didn't exercise. I just sold it and took the premium there. But that's kind of what led me to do that play. But if anything, watch Amazon. That's another one. But my favorite play tomorrow is going to be Boeing. I think this one, again, just how we've been watching it, and thankfully, you know, if you guys remember, we cashed out Boeing and Netflix on those Iron Condors. I didn't push them to expiration like I usually do. I just wasn't feeling the same way about them with kind of how like bumpy and barely it was there. And again, I made most of the premium. I got 50% on both of them, so I took it. So that saved us some heartache, and that kind of even said maybe I should take on some of these plays. You know, I've been up on them all at the beginning, but I haven't liked the premium. So in that case, I might even start doubling or tripling the amount I'm putting up. So then that way, because I'm always hitting 50%, but I'm not taking it, it's because of the amount I'm looking to get. So I'm going to try to find a way to get a higher reward to allow me to take my profits quicker to kind of meet the strategy I'm trying to pull off here, at least with that 1 to 5. But if anything, it was good timing. But looking at where it's at and just how Boeing has been, especially now at these levels, it's kind of in no man's land, and just with everything, the volume should be higher. So if volume does increase tomorrow, there's a sell-off, this is going to be my prime candidate. Either I'm going to go for some next week or maybe even November 15th. I don't know. November 8th kind of sketches me out. I'm either going to go for weeklies or November 15th minimum. Maybe even December 20s won't even hurt, but this is one play I like because it could realistically move another $5 like it did today, and it just had that big gap move, but 1.7% is big. But this one, it would be a 335, 332 spread. It costs about $20 or $30, but it's a daily, which I don't like. So the key is watching these. And again, these could be some good froggers. So I like Boeing a lot. I like where it's at in general. Watch Amazon. Watch Shopify. They started dropping again and kind of just in this whole thing with growth. If they didn't, I thought they were going to bounce up, but it kind of looks like McDonald's and some of those. This is something you want to watch for, kind of some of these failed bounces here. So especially if they're nearing the bottom. So hopefully you can see how it's kind of different from Google, because Google actually went up and came down, kind of like Netflix did. These guys, they kind of just stayed the same, one up, but they're still near their lows. So keep an eye out for that. I'm going to be watching Shopify. Then Starbucks finally too. They were all over the place. And again, Starbucks after earnings is not supposed to move much. So when it makes these, this is kind of one of those cheaper, lower volatility plays. Could be great for even some credit spreads or even just, again, naked plays on there. So watch that. Then finally, watch the banks and beyond, but especially the banks, because now the banks have a lagging factor. If you guys remember last time, we hit a lot of the TLTs, and even the last Fed meeting, the bank straddles or playing the strangles both way have been awesome. So again, this is diverging from the market. Let these start to come down a little bit, or if it bounces, these are going to get cheap and provide a good opportunity. So I really, really like them. But again, the key is going to be setting up for the next few weeks, monitoring the situation. I am going to start getting my seatbelt on. Some things could get a little bit bumpy. It's going to get confusing, and we got to really start maximizing our opportunity and know when to strike here. But again, control the balances overall, and then even set ourselves up to take advantage if there is a volatility influx. We see some of that tomorrow. Take advantage of the cheap premiums, getting in the money, and we want to go for the big mover. So I'm going to need y'all there tomorrow. I'm going to need you calling stuff out, head in the game. If you made money, congratulations. Be smart about it. Don't let it get to your head. Pay the plug. Go show some respect. Go support somebody. Just pay it forward. Y'all know what it's about, man. That is your watch list. So hopefully you enjoy it. Make sure you're hydrated, healthy, ready to go. Be safe tonight. Get your head in the game. Get ready to take profits. If you're alive, you're alive. If you had to restart, you had to restart again. Doesn't matter if you made money, lost money, at least you learned something. Just stay involved. You need that tenacity, baby. It's going to be an interesting time in the market. And again, even coming into 2020, the end of the year, all this stuff with liquidity, the Fed, all that, it's about to get real excited. So find a way to stay involved, baby. But that is your watch list. I'm going to leave y'all with that. So let's go.